is your usual suspects. What a night for Manchester United fans that we've just witnessed tonight. So we want to be digesting that and much more in regards to the UEFA Europa League semi-finals, as well as the UEFA Conference League semi-finals that we just did witness in tonight's action. So allow me to do the honors of testing our audio to be sure that everything is well aligned in place. And I think we're set. As I wait for you guys to join us, yes, kindly join us, Let's have a discussion about what we just witnessed. Some of the things that we spoke about earlier on in the day, for those of you that were with us, that was in the morning preview of these particular fixtures. You will sort of agree that that while we've been wrong or we would not get our predictions right, there's a couple of things that we did predict that we're going to be talking about. So join me on the broadcast. I'm waiting for you guys to join the broadcast. Tell me where you're tuned in from. Tell me how you're doing, how your day has been. But interesting results we did witness tonight. Manchester United seeing off Athletic Bilbao, the 2012 losing finalists, in spectacular fashion, beating them by 3 goals to 0 at San Mames. And then Tottenham Hotspurs beating up against Bodoe Glimt by 3 goals to 1 on the other side, while Chelsea traveled away from home and won their game by 4 goals to 1. Nicholas Jackson having a burst in that one when he came off the bench, and that kind of thing. Real Betis getting the better of Fiorentina. I think we got that one right. Real Betis beating Fiorentina by 2 goals to 1. We did not predict the Chelsea game. Our prediction for the Athletic Bilbao versus United was a 2-1 victory for Bilbao, but the game really took a very interesting turn. That included a penalty and a red card, which I thought changed the fortunes of the game. Tottenham Hotspurs, the prediction was a 2-1 victory for Spurs, but again, they made it even better and made it a 3-1. The Nottingham Forest prediction between Brentford, we got that one wrong. Brentford beat up against Nottingham Forest by 2 goals to 0. Marco, hello Marco, where are you joining us from? How are you doing? How has been your day? Marco Seminara, yes. How are you? How has been your day? Let me know where you tuned in from. Guys, if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're just joining us, kindly consider liking the broadcast. Thank you for joining us from wherever it is that you are joining with us. Tell me, how are you guys doing? How has been your day? It's been Labor Day. Did you enjoy the day? Did you take some time off work? What did you do? What was your day like? Where you joining us from on this broadcast? You say I don't speak English. Very good. It's okay, but at least you write good English. One that I can read, I can understand what you're typing. I don't. Yes, but you're good at writing it. You do not have to be perfect about English. Even I am not perfect about English. It's our official language here in Uganda. English is the official language, but I'm not so good at it. I see Crazy Chaos with Ellie and Carson says hello. Hi Crazy Chaos. How are you doing? How has been your day? You say Marco says I'm Italian. Oh, you're Italian. What part of Italy are you from? Are you from Turin? Are you from Milan? Are you from Naples or Nepal? Yes, Naples. Is it Naples where Napoli is from? Kindly correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But I remember I was on a trip in Uganda and I met some Italians. And I found their accent quite fascinating. Richard Safo says, I'm in Ghana, Kumasi. Oh, hi, Richard. I'm from Uganda, Kampala. Thanks for joining the broadcast. And you say, wow, Man U. Indeed, wow, Man United. They did surprise us tonight. A very, very interesting game there. Guys, I'm from Palmo. Palmo. Yeah, oh, Palmo. Do you also support Palma, or is it Palma? Yes, the team is called Palma, right? Or Palma? I think it's called Palma. Yes. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing some of your words, Marco, but I'm trying. And like I was telling you, I was on a trip with some Italians, and I wasn't with them, but I met them there, and I found their accent quite fascinating. I remember they pronounced elephant something as elefante, something like that. I hope you can relate, but thank you so much. Uh, Palermo in Cecilia. Ah, okay. Nice to have you. Richard Safo, I want to hear more from you. How is Ghana? How is Wodemaya? How is Wodemaya? Ghost, why are you crying? I'm not crying. I'm not crying, guys. maybe I'm overjoyed by some of you that are joining this broadcast, but I'm not crying. Sorry that you see it that way. I'm simply overjoyed by you guys that are engaging with us here. I'm not crying, but Ghost. Oh, Ghost. You call yourself Ghost. Did you watch Power? There's that famous American TV series called Power. That's the one that I relate with Ghost to. We have Soaz, Jose de Soaz, Brazil. Go well. Yes, from Brazil. Yesterday we had, I think, Santa Mara. Yes, we had somebody called Santa Mara from Brazil. Are you from, which part of Brazil are you from? Are you from Rio de Janeiro? Are you from Sao Paulo? Are you from Paqueta, that small island where Lucas Paqueta comes from? Where are you from in Brazil? Do let us know. But thank you guys for joining the broadcast. Thank you for those that have liked. And if you haven't liked, kindly do me the favor and click that like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel. Yes, consider subscribing to the channel. But what a beautiful game of football we did witness. Manchester United really surprising us all. More importantly, me, because I thought they would lose at San Mames, but they did not lose. They looked arguably the better side all night, especially once they got that first goal through Casemiro, and then eventually a penalty that was scored by Bruno Fernandes. And before the first half could be wrapped up, the captain showed up with another brilliant goal. So, yes, so I says Brazil, Minas Geras, something like that. Oh, wow. You say it's goes from COD. COD. What's COD? Is that Democratic? No, it's not Democratic Republic of Congo. Is that Cote d'Ivoire? Ghost, are you from Cote d'Ivoire? Where Yaya Toure comes from. Marcos says, you're nice. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliment. But I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Marco, yes, Marco, tell us, what do you think about Inter Milan? Will they get past Barcelona? We watched that game, very interesting game yesterday. Tell us, even when we are discussing Manchester United and Athletic Bilbao, as well as Tottenham, as well as Chelsea and other matches, do let us know. Did you watch the game yesterday for Inter Milan? Do you in any way support Inter Milan, or they are your rivals in Italy? Let us know. Then, Ghost, please come back and tell me, are you what's COD? Is that Cote d'Ivoire? And I wanted Richard Safo from Ghana to come back and tell us more about Ghana. Yes, more about Ghana. It's good connecting with you guys. It's good connecting with you guys. But like I was saying, Athletic Bilbao had their chances before Manchester United scored, but of course those chances fell apart. They did not capitalize on them, and they ended up, falling to, the fascinating thing for me was that Manchester United scored all their goals in a space of 15 minutes of the opening stanza, and that was in the closing 15 minutes of the first half. So they ended the first half in quite spectacular style, and for me it felt as one-way traffic. Call of Duty. Oh, Ghost. Oh, Call of Duty. That's what COD means. I was asking Ghost, where are you from? What country are you from, or what city are you from? Are you from Africa? Are you from Europe? Are you from Asia? Are you from North America or South America? What continent are you from? What country? have you heard about uh, Sanil Chetri? No, I've never heard about it. I've never heard about it, but I'll be glad if you tell me more about it. I'll be really glad. Yesterday, I had somebody extending me a kind invitation to go and visit India and get to see the Taj Mahal. So I'd also be interested in knowing your country or where that specifically is. But Sanil, I do not know where Sanil is. But very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. So again, so I thought the game wasn't balanced, really, if I'm being honest, at least in my opinion. I felt that Manchester United looked the better side, even when Athletic Bilbao were having their moments, especially exploiting the spaces that Man United were leaving in those flanks. Because remember, they play with the back three and with fullbacks overlapping, forming kind of a midfield four there, built in. So Inaki Williams and his brother Nico Williams were exploiting those spaces behind the wing backs, and they were running into those spaces for the opening minutes at least. And they had, I think, an opportunity fall apart around the 17th minute there. But then, even when Manchester United went on the other side, you felt that their goal was coming. Oh, you're from India as well. Yes. How is India? How is India? I was telling somebody yesterday from India that in Uganda here we do have a very big Indian community, which is a very good thing. I go to sleep. Bye. Oh, thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco, for being with us for the time that you've been with us. I'm much appreciated. Maybe you can consider joining us tomorrow again on another broadcast. But have yourself a blessed night. I would wish to visit Italy someday and maybe see cities like Rome, Vatican, and all that kind of thing. You say Sanil has a most international goal in football. Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting to hear. To be honest, I've not heard much about Indian football, but I'll be interested in knowing more about Indian football and how it is there. What are the biggest teams? What are some of your favorite players? I know for us, we know India mainly for cricket. That's as far as sports is concerned, mainly cricket. That's what we know India for. I think as well as Pakistan. I know you may not be the best of friends, but that's what we know those countries for cricket. That's for India and Pakistan. Then maybe for India, we also know them for their street food. Yes, their street food. And I've only seen that on YouTube from a guy called Sunnyside. Then I know what is it called? Mm, Medicine. Yes, medicine. Indians are very good with medicine. They're also very good with tech, software developers. I work with a team of Indians on a project, and they're really smart guys. Anyways, back to footballing matters. Like I was saying, I felt that every team had their moments in the opening 30 minutes of the game, but again, you sort of felt that Manchester United had that edge, or the advantage over Bilbao. It looked like Bilbao struggled a bit to have the composure to settle in the game fully, and the advantage was falling to Manchester United. So much so that Harry Maguire was involved in a pre-assist that led to the first goal, and yet we were not in a set piece moment. So clearly, that paints for you a picture that a centre back was up front, taking on defenders in pretty spectacular fashion. Perhaps a moment he will live to remember for the rest of his career and the life after. More like or similar in quite not similar, but maybe close to that memory or fashion for the goal he scored against Olympic Lyon that won them that game 5-4 at Old Trafford in the quarterfinals. So he had that, star moment where he takes on a defender and is able to beat him not just once but twice before he makes that cross that I think it was brushed off. I do not remember the player before it ends up to Casemiro, who heads it home. Excuse me, to make it 1-0 for Manchester United. And that was in the at the half-hour mark, and it was quite incredible. 5 minutes later, there was a tag or a pull on the shoulder of Rasmus Højlund, as he attempted to go for a ball. Maybe he would have scored, maybe not, but there was a tag by Danny Viviani. Danny Viviani. He had a tag on Rasmus Højlund, and that decision ended up being reviewed. The referee was summoned to the monitor to review the incident because he had waved it off while there were shouts for a penalty from Manchester United players. Athletic Bilbao players thought, yes, there had been a tag to his shoulder, but it was a simple tag and there was no cause for a penalty and that kind of thing. So in the moment when I watched that particular incident, I thought it was extremely subjective. If the referee had given it straight on, I do not think many would have disagreed with him. And if he had not, and even when he did not give it, still you felt that while Manchester United players acting within that moment felt hard done by, you say just wear Indian football jersey and you see India's love for football. Oh, unfortunately, I do not know where to get an Indian national team jersey. I've not seen them on our market, but if I do chance myself upon one, I'll be sure, I'll be intentional on getting one kit. Also, if by any chance you can give me one, I'll still be glad, but I'll be sure to try and look out for one on the market in case I can find one. So, like I was explaining, when it came to that particular moment, the referee ends up being sent to the monitor. He reviews the incident, comes back, awards a penalty to Manchester United. Unfortunately, he went on to give a red card to Danny Vivian, which, nice, Ajax shirt. Have you ever seen Man United? Yes. I wore this jersey today to remind Manchester United fans that they beat up against Ajax in 2017 to win the UEFA Europa League title when they were under the charges of Jose Mourinho. Goal scored by Paul Pogba as well as Henry Mkhitaryan, who went on to play for Arsenal and also is now currently with Inter Milan. That's why I wore this jersey today to remind Manchester United fans that they can do it just like they did it back in 2017. So that's why I wore the Ajax jersey today. You say, hi, United lad, 6,000. Hi, United lad, where are you tuning in from? Tell me, when did you start supporting Manchester United? How was the game for you tonight? What was your key moment of the game? Who was your best player of the game in that United victory tonight? So, like I was explaining just now, great consistency on these streams. Thank you just now. Yes, I'm doing my best. And guys, if you're new, kindly consider subscribing and liking the broadcast. Just now, thank you so much for joining us and for taking the time. So, like I was saying, the referee awarded the penalty. Unfortunately, it was double jeopardy for the referee because he awards a penalty and gives a straight red card to Danny Vivian. Bruno Fernandes steps up and he scores from the penalty spot to make it 2-0. That was because he scores that penalty 7 minutes later. So it was 7 minutes between reviewing the incident that happened around, it was 2 minutes between the incident because the incident happens around the 30-50 minutes thereabout. So you say, I'm from the UK. I've supported them since I was born, and my best player for tonight was Bruno Fernandes. I couldn't agree more. Bruno Fernandes, what a player, and what a player he has been for Manchester United all season. I really think, and I do think if Amadou Diallo had not gotten injured at the time when he got injured, him with Bruno Fernandes could have even lifted Manchester United's fortunes, even in the Premier League where they've not had a very good, season. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, what a player. That goal that he did score, looping the ball over the goalkeeper, was just sublime, quite decent. I think we're getting to see Ruben Amorim is trying to get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. It's really beautiful to watch. It's really beautiful to watch. But thank you, United lad, for joining in. Although you didn't tell us what part of UK are you from. Are you from Manchester itself, like the city? Are you from London? Rarely do Manchester United fans come from London. Are you from the Merseyside side? That's Liverpool, Everton side. Are you from the West Midlands? Are you from Newcastle? what part of the UK do you come from, or you reside from elsewhere? Because I know UK is bigger than just England itself. So kindly let us know. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes for me was great. I am from Wales. Oh, you're from Wales. Who do I know from Wales? Aaron Ramsey, Ryan Giggs, is it? Who else? Gareth Bale, yes. And who else? A couple of players there that I've enjoyed over the years. But and then who is the prince? The Prince of Wales? Oh, sorry, the Duke of Wales. Anyways, but nice having you, United lad. So for me, Brennan Johnson. Oh yes, the Tottenham Hotspur player. Very good player in there. But congratulations, Manchester United fan, to all Manchester United fans out there. I think with that result, your slot in the final is as good as booked. But like I said, for me, on the side of Athletic Bilbao, I thought the referee really was really harsh for the decision of giving them the red card. I thought maybe he was going to give the penalty and maybe a red card. But then the contention was on the rules of him being the last man, although I thought there was another Athletic Bilbao player on the far side that could have sort of made him not the very last man, something like that. And then in the moment leading to that particular incident, there was a claim for a handball on Alejandro Garnacho. And when you watch that particular incident, although it does not seem intentional, the ball did hit Alejandro Garnacho's arm. Now, if United had scored a goal from that moment without a penalty, because in the build-up there had been involved a handball, we would have been back to review the Alejandro Garnacho incident. But whether United fans will agree with that or not remains to be seen, but at least that's what I felt. I thought maybe that could have been a factor as well, but it is what it is. United got their penalty. By the way, Manchester United, I do not know if it is out of luck or out of consistency, but for most of the opponents they faced, especially around the knockout stages, I mean, the opponents have gotten a red card against Lyon. We had a red card in that particular game. Lyon finished down with 10 men. Here you have Athletic Bilbao playing majority of the game with a manless, so quite interesting. So, anyways, and then of course, at the death of the first half, Bruno Fernandes stands up. Manel Agate, that assist that he did provide, what an assist! That was beautiful. As cheeky as an assist comes, I think it reminded me the assist that Mesut Ozil provided to Olivier Giroud when Arsenal were beating up against Aston Villa a couple of years back, and maybe there's also another player that provided a similar assist to in similar fashion. But I thought the assist was as beautiful as the goal that went on to be scored by Bruno Fernandes. And then in the second half, of course, Athletic Bilbao did their best to limit the damage, to not concede any more, because maybe whatever Ernesto Valverde told them at halftime was, let's try not to concede any other goal. Let's choose our moments. But again, it was one-way traffic, United dominating affairs. There was a penalty call, or a potential penalty call there was a potential penalty call from a moment that involved Alejandro Garnacho, but the referee worked that off and he did not review. You're saying I was expecting a lot more from Atletico Madrid. I think meant Atletico Bilbao. Yes, I think everybody expected more, but like I said, before Manchester United scored, although Manchester United still felt like the better side, Athletic Bilbao had their moments. But you felt that defensively they were kind of struggling to cope up with Alejandro Garnacho and then Bruno Fernandes, the way he was running towards that defense. You thought they were struggling with him, and then Patrick Dogu, oftentimes they had to tackle him or foul him for them to either regain possession or gain any form of advantage. So, yeah, I think we did expect more from Bilbao. They had not conceded, I think, more than more than one goal in 19 times for the 20 games they played at home. And the only time I think they conceded 2 goals was against Barcelona. So Defensively, they've been a solid team, but United really poked holes into that strong defensive side. And I think for Manchester United, the biggest highlight is, of course, the 3-0 win, not conceding any goal, and then they return home to Old Trafford to get the job done next week, to set themselves up for me. What I did predict in the morning, that will be an all-English final between Tottenham Hotspurs and Manchester United. Now, speaking of Tottenham Hotspurs, they managed to beat up against Bodoe Glimt by 3-1 tonight. So that also brightens their chances of advancing to the finals of the UEFA Europa League that will be played at San Mames. So is it over between Manchester United and Athletic Bilbao in football? You can never say never, really, because we've seen surprises. Ernesto Valverde was manager at Barcelona in 2019 when Barcelona beat up against Liverpool at Camp Nou by 3-0, and then they came to Anfield and lost a game by 4-0. So we can never say never. I can see Samrat Day says, "Nigga, what's up? I'm good." I'm good, Day. How are you doing? Do let me know where you're tuning in from. How has been your day? Did you enjoy Labor Day? Tell me more. What team do you support? And where are you best? What country are you from, or what continent are you from? But it does us better when you tell us the country. But thanks for joining the broadcast. Kindly consider liking and subscribing. Personally, I'm from Kampala, Uganda. That's in the eastern part of Africa. Our neighbors are Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan in the north, Rwanda in the southwest, and DRC Congo in the west. In the west. Yes, those are our neighbors. That's where I'm from, Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and particularly Kampala, the capital. So, how about you? Where are you from? Do let us know. Where are you from? Smart Day, where are you from? What country are you from? So, anyways, speaking of Tottenham Hotspurs, like I said, they did beat up against Bodoe Glimt by 3-1. Brennan Johnson on target there, the Welsh international. He was who is it? A United lad was telling us about Brennan Johnson. Day, you say you're from India. What part of India? United lad. Is there like a beach in Uganda? Yes, there are beaches in Uganda on the shores of Lake Victoria, which is the largest freshwater lake in Africa. So there are beaches in Uganda. At the sea, no, we do not have a sea. We do not have a coastline. But our neighbors, Kenya, do have a coastline. So Uganda is a landlocked country, but we do have the largest freshwater freshwater lake. That's in Africa, and that's Lake Victoria. So it has beaches around it with a lot of great fish. And then Samrat Day, you say your English is good, brother. You Muslim? No, I'm not a Muslim, unfortunately. Okay, not unfortunately, but I'm a Christian. My English is good because in Uganda, English is our official language. We were colonized by the British, so our official language is English. So usually English is good. But thanks for the compliment. But you also write good English. Okay, you say good. Yes, thank you, Day. And although you did tell us what part of India you come from, I know India is a very big country, and you can also go ahead to tell us what part of India you do come from. But like I was saying, Brennan Johnson did score in the first minutes to give Tottenham the lead, quite the start, or the dream start that they would have hoped for coming into this particular game. United lad says, I'm Christian as well. Wow, that's good. Good to connect with you, United lad. Good to know that you're a member of Christ as well. Then James Maddison in the 34th minute. Of course, Richarlison did provide the assist for Brennan Johnson's goal, and that in quite brilliant fashion. While James Maddison, with Pedro Porro's assist, came to strike to make it 2-0, and it was 2-0 at halftime. In the second half, Tottenham Hotspurs got a penalty that was converted by Dominic Solanke to make it 3-0. But in the dying minutes of the game, that's around the 83rd minute, Saltness pulled one back for the visitors. Yes, you put there emojis of a sign of the cross. Thank you so much, Day there and United lad. United lad, I have so many questions for you. when will your next stream be? My next stream will be tomorrow morning between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's East African time. I need to check my clock what time that will be for, let's say, for UK. Right now, it's about 33 minutes past midnight. I know it's around 10 p.m. in London, so we are about 2 hours ahead. Uganda is about 2 hours ahead of the United Kingdom. So if I'm doing it at 10 a.m. tomorrow, that means it's around 8 a.m. on your side. That's in the United Kingdom. I hope the timelines do not change much with Wales. That's if they do not change that much. But like I was saying, so it finished 3-1 as Tottenham Hotspurs gave themselves that huge advantage ahead of the return leg that does come next week. So congratulations, Tottenham Hotspur fans. Congratulations, United fans. I do think, but miracles, we will see an all-English final at San Mames come May, I think. Is it May when we are going to? No, I think June, early June, when we'll be having the finals. Yes, and then of course moving on to the UEFA Conference League semi-finals, Real Betis did beat up against Fiorentina. That was a perfect score, by the way, for us. We did predict that Fiorentina would beat up. Sorry, we did predict that Real Betis, who are under the charges of Manuel Pellegrini, formerly at Man City, and yes, formerly at Man City, because he guided them to the triumph of the 2014 Premier League title, is the one in charge. They also have a Manchester United player, United lad. I'm sure you do know Anthony is on loan at Real Betis, and that's one of the reasons as to why we try to follow them. They also do have a former Real Madrid player in Isiko Alcaron as some of the stars in that team. So they managed to beat up against Fiorentina by 2-1. Fiorentina do have an old member of Manchester United in David De Gea Quintana, the goalkeeper there. Then Chelsea also beat up against Jagaden away from home by 4-1. Those goals scored by Jordan Sancho in the 13th minute, as well as Noni Madueke in the 43rd minute. In the second stanza, that's the substitute. I think in Nicholas Jackson scored a brace that was in the 59th minute. Apologies. Yes, the substitute in Nicholas Jackson scored a brace that was in the 59th minute and in the 65th minute as Chelsea completed their 4-1 drubbing against Jagaden. It was Mulugate, yes, Mulugate, who scored what turned out to be a mere consolation for Jagaden there. So I do think, and again, earlier on today, my prediction was that Chelsea will be meeting up against Real Betis in the finals of the UEFA Conference League, and Chelsea are outright favorites for me to win the UEFA Conference League. And with that result from Athletic Bilbao or from San Mames, I do think United are outright favorites to go ahead and win the UEFA Europa League for the second time in their history. Remember, they are unbeaten so far this season as far as European football is concerned. But before I let you guys go, the other key result of the day was in the Premier League as Brentford beat up against Nottingham Forest by 2-0. Those goals coming in the 44th minute through Kevin Shedd as well as Yuan Bisa there on target. Now, my prediction had been a 2-1 victory for Nottingham Forest. Clearly, I was wrong. I thought they would do just enough to recover from that 2-0 defeat against Man City that saw them being knocked out of the FA Cup at the semi-finals. And I thought they would recover well to try and fight for their place in the UEFA Champions League next season, because had they won today's fixture, they would have moved to third on the Premier League table. But with that result, it means that they stay. Sixth on the Premier League log with 60 points. Now, tomorrow we do have a fixture between Manchester City and Wolverhampton Wanderers, so perhaps we'll get a chance to look at that in the morning and further digest what those results from the UEFA Europa League mean, as well as the UEFA Conference League. It's about what? Oh, this message is held for reviews. What message? Let's wait for that message. But thank you guys for being with us. It's been great having you. So tomorrow we'll do it again. Before the kickoff for Manchester City versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. That game will kick off at 10 p.m. East African time. That means it will be around 8 p.m. in the UK. So we'll get to look at that game as well. When will your next? Oh, okay, no, we already read that message. I thought it was a new message. But anyways, Marco Seminara joined us from Italy. Thank you so much. I know he left us already to go to sleep. We had Crazy Chaos. We had Richard Sofa from Ghana. We had a Ghost who said was from COD. We had Soaz from Brazil. We had who else? Yes, Ghost said was from India. Sorry, yes, Ghost said was from India. We had United Lad from the UK. We had Samrat Day there from India as well, among others that were unable to share their feedback. But thank you so much, guys. It was great having you. Allow me to wish you a blessed night. For now, let's catch up again tomorrow. Stay blessed for now. Bye-bye.